I can skip over a lot of the general stuff, and then you can ask specific questions. Dr. Weber is going to be our new departmental advisor. She's awesome, and so she's already putting things onto the advising Canvas site, which looks so much better now that she's started working with it. And I just want to let you know so that next semester, you know, I'll be helping her, but I won't be the advisor any longer. So it's nice to meet you. I'm Dr. David. Dr. Weber, again, is going to be our advisor. And for the juniors and seniors, I know some of you, but not all of you. So if you don't mind, let's just introduce ourselves and tell me what your major is. And that way also others will know. So either chemistry or biochemistry. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. My name is Amy. I'm a biochemistry major with a pre-pharm concentration in minor chemistry. I'm a junior. Cool. I'm Rachel. I'm a biochem major and a bio major with a pre-pharm concentration.
Okay.
I'm Cameron. I'm a junior. I'm a biochem major and a biology.
Colorado Biochemistry and Applied Mathematics senior.
Misala, biochem major, business minor, and senior.
Kiana, biochem major, sorry.
It's okay. It's a
microbiology major, I'm a double major, and I'm a senior.
Okay, so a couple double majors. And sometimes it's tricky when you're a double major to make sure everything fits schedule wise. So I guess in terms of the presentation, I'll go ahead and probably just breeze through a lot of it and start answering some specific questions that you have for us.
It's like, I didn't think to look. There's no way that'd be it. But it's like all free. Yeah, you just claim it. Like, you have to claim it through it.
I don't teach in this classroom this semester, so I'm not
I don't know how to
familiar with
go
the
left,
problems.
down toward Boston.
Okay.
And just, like one exit. They didn't tell my head is right there. Oh, it's like- all free.
Okay, so this session is for juniors and seniors, like in terms of what courses you're taking, welcome. And we want to help you as much as possible. I realize that it's difficult to get advising appointments, both with science advisors and with us, because there's just a whole lot of students, which is a good thing. But we want to make sure that you have the right information that you need. Also to talk about any efforts for getting into research labs. We're here to help you with that as well. So don't forget about your degree audit. I know you all know what a degree audit is, but make sure you check it frequently because depending on when you started at Texas State, you have a different catalog year. And the catalog year might have some issues in terms of the requirements might look a little different than a peer of yours or one of your other, you know, some of the other students. So the degree requirements are very similar, but sometimes there's a few tricky things. So that's number one. Make sure that your degree audit shows the right catalog year and that it shows the correct major minor combination when you're a double major. I'll show you where you can click to switch back and forth between your two degree programs. Okay, and then, so I don't really have to show you an example, except that your degree audit should be checking off the courses that are required for your degree. And so all your green check marks means that part is done. So if there's anything red on your audit, that's what you want to make sure you either get those courses or find out if those are really what you need. And then I think that probably most of you in here are aware that because our department is smaller than some of the others on campus, when you get to the upper level courses, they only are offered once a year. So fall, spring for 2 years, and if you get off track, then it's challenging to graduate on time. So I did want to make sure to let people know that it's really important in terms of sequencing, that if you're off track, we'll do our best to help you graduate as quickly as possible, but it's challenging. So one of the things that I wanted to mention is that if you're off sequence, that one solution, if you want to go to graduate school, or if you're already trying to look forward to graduate school somewhere else, and you really want to stay biochemistry or chemistry, that we can help you plan something with an early entry master's degree that might be helpful. So that's something to keep in mind. Some of you may have questions about that, and I'm happy, Dr. Weber is happy to give you more information. So the path that's in the catalog might look different than what you're experiencing, depending on what courses you have, if you're a double major, or if you have to get additional courses, say for pre-pharmacy or another professional school. So don't let that dissuade you from getting your degree, but it is pretty important to double check, triple check, quadruple check your degree audits. Because when you apply for graduation, when you're ready to graduate and you apply for graduation, the science advisors who are responsible for maintaining your degree audit will go through and check all of the requirements. And those have to be completed the semester of your graduation. The only exceptions that the university will accept is like if you have one course in your minor, or one course in your general education core, or something that's not part of your degree, like one course, then they'll still let you go through graduation, even though you haven't officially graduated, and then they'll send you your degree that next semester. But those are the only deviations they allow from graduation, is if you have like one course left in a minor, or a course that's not part of your degree. Otherwise, then you can't participate in graduation that semester either. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're getting ready to apply to graduation. The advisors do what they call an official degree audit. Okay, so you have a degree audit on your tax web, and the official degree audit is when they actually go through one by one every single person's degree and check to make sure you have all your requirements. So applying for graduation occurs early in the semester that you're planning to graduate. You have to apply by a certain deadline, and they're pretty good about publishing those deadlines multiple times. So for instance, if you're going to graduate in the spring, you will want to apply for graduation late January, early February at the latest. And that sets in motion the official degree audit by science advising. So it's important, to keep that in the back of your mind, that that's not something that Dr. Weber or I can do for you. But we will try to answer any questions or find you the help you need. So you're probably all familiar with the fact that our department is not with prerequisites. And it's really important if you're getting a prerequisite error to contact one of us, because by the time you're juniors and seniors in your degree program, you've been taking the courses that you need. But if you've taken anything off campus, the system isn't necessarily gonna find it. Some of it, and it might not seem like there's a rhyme or reason. The registration system finds numbers. So if you took a course somewhere else and it directly transferred in as one of our course numbers with the course number like equivalent, the system can find that. But if you took a course somewhere else and it had to be evaluated and it wasn't a direct transfer, then the registration system doesn't see those. It's like they don't exist, even though they are in your degree audit. And if that's the case, then you have to often have a prerequisite override put in if you've taken the prerequisite, but the system can't find it. And that's something that Dr. Weber and I can help you with, because we put in the prerequisite overrides for chemistry courses and biochemistry courses. We cannot, unfortunately, do those for biology. So if you need to have a prerequisite override for biology, you have to contact their department separately. You can't do it for math. So that makes sense to everybody. So something to keep in mind. The other thing is that if you're getting issues with registration, it could be that you're trying to pick a lab section first for a course, and you, at the upper division, the lecture labs are linked, and you need to put the lecture in usually first. And then it's gonna tell you, okay, choose one of these following. So the lectures and labs are no longer separate courses. Instead, they're linked together. And these notes about closed classes, you should take with a grain of salt in a sense, because once you're junior, senior, we make sure you get the classes you need, because the consequences for being off sequence are too severe. So it's true that closed class overrides don't happen in labs, but we'll create another section if we have to. So the best thing to do is to let us know and don't get super stressed or worried about it. So we probably won't do that. So we won't create extra sections like right now during this part of registration. We wouldn't do it until January. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you have to get into a course for your major and you have the prerequisites, then we'll make sure you can get into it. But again, we can't do that for, or we cannot do that for biology courses or math courses or some of the other courses for your major. If anybody ever has an academic hold or other types of holds, we can't take those off. Only science advising can do that. Okay, so the rest of the presentation really has to do with like undergraduate research and how to choose a mentor, things like that. But before I talk about that, I think I'll let you all ask me questions if you are comfortable asking them in front of everybody. And if not, you can wait and ask us, you know, we can talk to you individually when we're finished with everything. But are there any questions